the Euphrates River has been vital to Middle Eastern civilization for millennia, flowing from eastern Turkey to southern Iraq and into the Persian Gulf. Its 2,800-kilometer length facilitated trade, transportation, and farming, shaping ancient communities like Uruk, and Eridu. Throughout history, it was central to the rise and fall of civilizations, notably the Babylonian Empire under Hammurabi. Revered by ancient Mesopotamians, the Euphrates faces contemporary threats such as dam construction and geopolitical conflicts exacerbating pollution and water scarcity. Despite challenges, conservation efforts aim to safeguard its future. The river symbolizes human resilience and the connection between civilization and nature, emphasizing the need for collaborative preservation in the face of 21st-century challenges. The Euphrates River holds significant symbolism in the Bible, especially in Revelation, where it is linked to prophetic visions of the end times and the return of Jesus Christ. Revelation 16 verse 12 describes a vial poured upon the Euphrates, causing its waters to dry up, paving the way for the kings of the east. The interpretation of this prophecy varies, with many seeing it as symbolizing chaos before divine judgment. The drying of the Euphrates signifies the removal of obstacles to God's judgment. The phrase, "kings of the east," is thought to represent rulers from eastern regions involved in end-time events. Some interpretations emphasize the Euphrates' historical and geographical importance as a natural barrier shaping the movements of armies and empires. Its drying symbolizes the removal of geopolitical barriers to God's kingdom. Overall, the prophecy highlights divine judgment and God's sovereignty over human affairs. It reflects the theme of the transience of worldly power and the certainty of God's judgment. The interpretation has sparked theological debate throughout Christian history, reinforcing the belief in God's victory over evil, whether seen as a literal prediction or a symbolic representation. In conclusion, the prophecy regarding the Euphrates River in Revelation underscores theological themes of divine judgment and victory over evil. It remains a subject of speculation, reinforcing Christian beliefs in God's ultimate sovereignty and the fulfillment of prophetic visions. In Islamic tradition, the Euphrates River holds profound significance, as reflected in Quranic verses, hadiths, and Islamic literature detailing its role in end-time scenarios. A prominent prophecy attributed to Prophet Muhammad describes the Euphrates uncovering a mountain of gold, leading to widespread conflict. Scholars interpret this prophecy both literally and metaphorically, symbolizing societal discord stemming from materialism and greed. The Quran's mention of the Euphrates in the story of Tul-Karnain further emphasizes its theological importance, particularly in confronting corruption and maintaining righteousness. Tul-Karnain's construction of a barrier against Gog and Magog near the Euphrates signifies the river's role as a boundary between order and chaos, urging believers to uphold moral integrity despite adversity. Islamic teachings regarding the Euphrates underscore the transient nature of worldly pursuits and the necessity of spiritual preparedness for the end times. Muslims are encouraged to prioritize spiritual values over material wealth, trusting in God's protection and guidance. Overall, the Euphrates serves as a symbol of timeless lessons in Islamic tradition, guiding believers towards righteousness and spiritual fulfillment amidst uncertainty and challenges. Both the Bible and the Quran offer prophecies and guidance about the end times, detailing events that signal God's final judgment and the establishment of His reign. They highlight growing injustices, immorality, and false prophets as signs of the approaching end. Moral integrity, devotion to God, and obedience to His commands are stressed as essential preparations for believers. Despite doctrinal differences, both emphasize spiritual readiness and the certainty of divine reckoning. The urgency conveyed in both traditions calls for repentance and virtuous living in anticipation of the day of judgment. Prophecies like the restoration of Israel in the Bible and the advent of the Mahdi in Islam serve as indicators of the end times. They remind believers of life's impermanence and the importance of spiritual preparation, emphasizing righteousness and fidelity to God's commandments. As followers of Christ, believers are called to heed the warnings and signs outlined in the Bible, striving for righteousness as they await the day of judgment. Through adherence to moral principles and devotion to God, they can face the challenges of the end times with faith and steadfastness.
The signs of Qiyamah have been coming true for so long, but nobody ever knew when will the last hour occur. There is a saying of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam which changes everything, which gives us goosebumps, which must shake us to rethink about everything and to rethink what the time we are living in and the signs that are appearing today.